the things that are exciting you as you're joining the College of Health Sciences family. Okay. So keep that coming, keep that responses coming through. With this, I now welcome you all to the College of Health Sciences, Navigating Your First Year Experience, Academic Orientation and Integration. Today is the 7th of February, our Friday. For many of us, it's Friday. So as we're about to start, please ensure that you mute your microphone. Please use the Q&A for any questions you may have. Any questions posted can also be asked live. You will be prompted to raise your hand in that instance. Please use the chat space for engagement and participation and not questions. Please ensure you are on mute at all times. If you do happen to get disconnected, try rejoining again. Your mentors are on standby on the WhatsApp group should you need any further assistance. The session is recorded and will be shared on the socials and the UKZN YouTube channel. Days 1 and 2 of the College AOI is currently available on the channel. Also, do join our UKZN and College of Health Sciences Facebook family. So we know the first year experience program, which started on Monday, was designed to assist you, our first-time entry students, in transitioning from high school to university. This program is crafted with you in mind, the student, and considering your diverse experiences and expectations, and sharing relevant information for your university life. So our onboarding program today offers 2 jam-packed sessions. And now I hand over to Dr. Salashni Pillay, the Manager of Student Support Services, to welcome you all and officially open today's session. So Dr. Salashni Pillay, we are ready to receive you as you unmute.
Thank you, Suzanne. And here am I talking to myself. So thank you, Suzanne. I must say I'm enjoying all the wonderful comments on the chat. I did expect that there may be some energy depletion by today with our first years being on this session since Monday. And I'm sure they've made lots of virtual friends and got to know lots and lots more about what's going on within the College of Health Sciences. So I'm just going to start off by greeting you all to our first year students. This is the class of 2025. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you again today. I know you've had a very busy week. I'm following your comments in the chat this entire week, and I must say all that you share is very, very real. Your dreams, your aspirations, your worries, your fears, they are all very, very real for a first-time entry student. Today, you will get to meet the leadership of the College of Health Sciences, and you will most certainly receive some pearls of wisdom from our presenters. However, before we proceed with the formal program, I would like everybody on this meeting to join us as we celebrate you, the 2025 first-time entry students who have successfully secured their seat in the College of Health Sciences. I'm going to ask Suzanne to help us with some music to get your hands clapping and your feet tapping. Suzanne?
I will have it ready in a moment.
We understand these wonderful matric results and everybody wants to celebrate. So we too want to join you in the celebration because we're very proud to have you join us in the College of Health Sciences.
Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. Who would believe that I could be happy and contented? I happiness hadn't been invented, but that was in the bad old days before I met you. When I let you walk into my heart. Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. I was afraid that maybe you thought you were above me, that I was only fooling myself to think you'd love me. But then tonight you said you couldn't live without me, that round about me you wanted to stay. Congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be.
So Dr. Slashny Play, you may unmute. Back to you.
Sorry, Sue. Thank you so much, Suzanne. And I'm hoping everybody remembers the celebration is about their lovely results, and we're very happy to have you in our college. And as I said, this is the place where many students meet their life partners as well. So I guess there's lots that could happen in the next few years at the College of Health Sciences, but we are here to help you focus on your studies. And with that, students, I would like to now hand over to the Director of Professional Services at the College of Health Sciences, Professor Fani Botha, who will introduce to you our college leadership and share with you more information on the clinical platform that we have. Professor Botha is in this meeting, and we have together at the session today, we have the College DBC together with the College Deans, the Professional Services Forum, and College Management Committee, Fani. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you. Good morning, students. Good morning, colleagues. As Selashni indicated, I'm the Director of Professional Services for the College of Health Sciences. I just want clarity. Do I do the decentralized training now? Because in the program, it's scheduled for later.
Perhaps later on, because
Later.
we've got our leadership that may need to step out.
Yes, okay. So I'll just introduce the leadership. Of course, I will start at the top with Professor Busi Nkama. I don't know if the leadership is here. Maybe if they're here, they should quickly how can you say, show their face on the camera so that the students can see. Yeah, switch on the camera so that we can see who they are. Prof Nkama. She not. Okay, but she's the DVC for the college.
Oh, good morning, colleagues. I'm here. Good morning. Morning to the students. Welcome to the College of Health Science family.
There is Prof Nkama, you can see her now. Then in the college office, we have the Dean for Teaching and Learning, Professor Sinai Duma. I see her face is there. She's waving at you. And then we have a Dean of Research at the moment, and I don't know if I can spill the beans who it is, but it's vacant kind of. So we are in the process of appointing somebody there. Then in the schools, let me start in no particular order, maybe the School of, I see her face here, so maybe School of Nursing and Public Health, Professor Anna Voucher. Anna, wave to them that they know it's you. And then in the School of Laboratory Medicine and Medical Science, Professor Musa Mabandla. Musa, are you here?
Prof. Musa submitted apologies for today.
Submitted apologies. In the School of Clinical Medicine, Professor Leonard Marais. Elaine, are you here?
I'm here. Morning, everybody. Hope you have a good day.
Good morning. And then in the School of Health Sciences, Professor Percy Mashige, I see he's there. Percy, wave to them that they see you there. There you are.
Morning, colleagues, and welcome,
Thank
students.
you. And then I'm quickly going to do a run through on the managers, so that because some of the managers you may have contact in the process of working here. We've got a finance manager, Putuma Mpompoza. I don't know if Putuma is here. They may not be here because they're not definitely necessarily involved in the academic program. HR manager, Mr. Aubrey Mbona. Our public relations manager, Mary Ann Francis. She may be here, Mary Ann.
The full PSF team is invited here.
Yeah, I know. And then, of course, you've met Dr. Salashni Pillai, who is our student support services manager. There's a manager for academic services who will also do a presentation here, Ms. Ranita Ramdel. And then the manager for decentralized clinical training, Ms. Sipiwe Matonsi. I think did I miss somebody? I don't think so. And maybe just to say on the schools, because there's managers, school operations managers as well. For the School of Clinical Medicine is Nomakwezi Kanyile. Kwezi, are you here? Not. In School of Laboratory Medicine, Medical Science, Boni Mbata. In the School of Nursing and Public Health, Mr. Beki Zondo. And then in the School of Health Sciences, Mr. Vishnu Govender. So that is the leadership team in the college, and I do hope that you will meet some of them. From my side, I want to say welcome, and I do hope that this will be a very fruitful experience for you here. Yeah, and then I miss Chantal. I see she raised her hand. Dr. Chantal Bagwandine. Maybe you should open your video, Chantal. She's the director for health and wellness, university-wide. Thank you. I think that is all the leadership in the college.
Thank you, Fani. We're going to move on to the program. Next we have coming up the official welcome from the Deputy Vice Chancellor of the College of Health Sciences, Professor Busisiwe Nkama. Prof, I'm going to hand over to you. You muted, Prof?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you so much. I just wanted to say good morning, students. A very warm welcome from the College of Health Sciences as we admit you into the College of Health Sciences, so you are now family. College management, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, the bright and promising faces of our first-year students. It is with immense joy and pride that I stand before you as Prof. Busisiwe Nkama, the Deputy Vice Chancellor and Head of the College of Health Sciences at University of KwaZulu-Natal, to extend a warm welcome to our new family members. You are the cream of the crop. You've earned your place in this esteemed institution through sheer dedication and excellence, which has shown in your grade 12 achievements. You are the shining stars. We are very thrilled to have you embarking on this journey with us. We know a lot of people did not make it. This year, the competition was very fierce, especially with the high pass rate that we saw. It became very difficult to get into university. We had a staggering 108,979 applications for only 1,114 first-year positions in the College of Health Sciences. So 46,261 of those students selected at UKZN's College of Health Sciences as their first choice. That's close to 50,000 who selected us as their first choice. and we only had 1,114 spaces. Your presence here is therefore testament to your exceptional abilities and potential. We welcome you to a university that ranks in the top 3% globally. The achievements of our institution are a reflection of the commitment to both teaching and research excellence. I'm sorry. Our College of Health Sciences has a rich history of producing well-renowned health scientists and clinicians. Many of your mentors and guides throughout your academic journey will be individuals who have walked the path of greatness within these very walls. We have our esteemed faculty, which have done very well, has been in the media for a lot of good things. We have a number of them, but I'll mention just a few. You will remember Professor Tulo de Oliveira, who is the director of CRISP, who played a pivotal role in the discovery of the new Omicron variant of the coronavirus. If you followed the COVID-19 work, you saw a number of our staff commenting in the media about the COVID-19. For an example, our research center directors, Professor Abdul Karim, Professor Salim Abdul Karim, led is the one that led the initiatives that were combating COVID-19. So we are very proud of our institution. As you commence this new chapter with us, I really urge you to embrace the values encapsulated in the UKZN Rich TIF framework, which will be outlined in
Prof, you muted.
I don't know how that happened. Sorry again. I do not remember myself muting myself. Someone must have muted me. I hope it's not students playing a prank on me. So I was just saying that as you commence this new chapter with us, I urge you to embrace the values that are encapsulated in the UKZN Rich TIF framework, which are also outlined in your registration booklet. Those values are respect, excellence. We strive for excellence in everything that we do, and I hope you will go out there and demonstrate that. Accountability, client orientation, honesty. You must be honest in everything that you do. Even if you made a mistake, you must own up to it. That is how you will develop integrity and trust. These are not just words, they are principles that guide our actions and expectations. Our students and staff strive to lead by example, and we will anticipate the same commitment from each one of you. We also pride ourselves on being a college that cares and would like to pass these values on to you, because when you finish, you will go out there and care for communities, for patients, and everybody that you come across, and would like you to demonstrate that attitude which you would have learned during your studies. As you immerse yourself in your studies, it's crucial to recognize and appreciate the symbiotic and robust partnerships that exist between our institution and the Department of Health in KwaZulu-Natal. This partnership is not just a collaboration on paper. It's a living, it's a breathing connection that will play a pivotal role in shaping your educational journey. Everything that we do, we work hand in glove with Department of Health. You will be placed in the Department of Health facilities. You will be expected to also respect the Department of Health values and policies. The KZN Department of Health serves as a cornerstone in your training, offering invaluable opportunities through the decentralized clinical training platform. The decentralized clinical training platform is not by choice, it's a must. If you come to UKZN, you must know that you will be deployed on the decentralized clinical training platform at some point. And Prof. Botha will speak about it a bit more later. This unique approach ensures that your education goes beyond the classroom and textbooks, providing you with hands-on experiences in various district hospitals across the province. The decentralized clinical training platform is more than a concept. It's a commitment to practical, real-world learning. This platform exists in Port Shepstone, Ngwelezane, Empangeni, Escort, Madadeni, Stenga, Newcastle, and Pietermaritzburg, giving you exposure to diverse healthcare settings. It is here in the heart of the community that you will witness the application of your theoretical knowledge and hone your practical skills under the guidance of seasoned professionals. This experiential learning opportunity is not only a chance to apply what you've learned, but it's also a glimpse into the dynamic and impactful role you will play as future healthcare professionals. It's an opportunity to understand the challenges and triumphs of healthcare delivery in various communities, fostering a deep sense of empathy and a comprehensive understanding.
Prof, you're muted again. Prof, you muted again.
Really, someone is muting me. Someone must own up because I did not touch anything. I'm just talking. Yeah. So I was just saying, remember, you are not alone in this journey. Our commitment to your well-being is unwavering. Peer wellness mentors, academic development officers, and a dedicated team of professional counselors who are here to support you. Don't hesitate to reach out if you encounter challenges. Seeking help is a sign of strength. You don't sit in your corner wondering what to do. You must go out there and seek help and ask questions so that you can get answers. I wish each and every one of you the very best during your time with us. Obtaining an undergraduate degree is just the beginning. As you embark on this exciting journey, I encourage you to cultivate strength and wisdom. Your path to becoming a health professional is a journey we are honored to share with you. Once again, welcome to the College of Health Sciences at UKZN, where you are now a family member, where excellence is not just a goal, it's a way of life. Go out there and give your best. This is your best chance at success. The College of Health Sciences, UKZN's heartbeat. I thank you, Ngiyabonga, noma kade ningimute, but thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you for always placing our students first. And thank you for assuring them of a positive student experience. And importantly, we know that in a few years down the line, we will be exiting healthcare professionals of South Africa. So thank you for reminding them from day one to abide by ethical conduct and integrity in all of their behavior. Thank you, Prof, for that. If there are questions, we will take it later on in the session. Unless there's any pressing question, Sue, or comment?
I haven't managed to go through all the comments, but at the moment there's no Q&As.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're going to move on to our next presenter. So at the College of Health Sciences, you will hear a lot about the teaching and learning space and the living and learning spaces. And we try to bring the two together so that the students have an integrated university experience. However, to talk to you and share with you all about the College of Health Sciences teaching and learning experience, I'm going to introduce to you Professor Sinigugu Duma. As the year progresses, you will get to know more about Professor Duma. You will find her in your spaces. And if you don't, you must know she's somewhere in the background monitoring, ensuring that you are having a positive teaching and learning experience. Professor Duma, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Pillay, and good morning to all of you. Wow, I can see the clapping, which means you're saying hi back to me. A very warm welcome to all of you to our beautiful university, especially to our College of Health Sciences. We are a college that is known for its caring ethos towards our students. I want to congratulate you for having passed matric first and then be admitted to the university. On behalf of the College Teaching and Learning Committee and all the school's teaching and learning committees, that includes our lecturers, your academic development officers or ADOs, and your support staff from various offices who are responsible for teaching and learning, clinical training, and professional development, I want to first let you know that we are super excited to have you all here at UKZN. We are so proud and glad that you chose to come to UKZN and, more importantly, to the College of Health Sciences. You could have chosen any university in the country. You could have chosen any college in the University of KwaZulu-Natal, but you chose the College of Health Sciences, where the future health professionals, health practitioners, and even scientists are produced. UKZN in particular, our College of Health Sciences, your college, takes teaching and learning very seriously. To show how serious we do that as a university, 2 out of 5 goals of the university are about teaching and learning. The first goal of the university ensures that every student receives excellent teaching and learning. How do we do this? We do this by attracting high potential students, including you, and develop them to their full potential to become globally aware professionals, leaders, and citizens. And then the second goal of the university is about providing excellent student experience to each and every student of ours, and that includes you. How do we do this? We do this by providing you with knowledge, with skills, and with networks that you can use to build meaningful careers and can be sustained throughout your life. We even have a special program that is known as First Year Experience, or FYE, just to make sure that your experience at UKZN is of high level. As a Dean of Teaching and Learning, I want to assure you that in the College of Health Sciences, we have the best academics, that is lecturers, who are experts in both clinical or health practice, laboratories, theoretical teaching, assessment, supervision, and research. They are all ready to share their knowledge, their skills, their expertise, and their love with you so that you become the best health practitioners and scientists, be it as an audiologist, a biokinestist, a speech therapist, an occupational therapist, a doctor, a nurse, a physiotherapist, a sports scientist. You will be able to serve our communities when you graduate in the next few years. And that includes serving even us, because we'll soon become your patients and your clients in the near future. In the College of Health Sciences, we have the world-class laboratories and extensive clinical learning sites throughout the province, not only here in Durban, where you will have ample opportunities to learn and become the best health professionals and scientists of the 21st century. In the clinical practice areas, you will be able to see and treat all different types of health problems affecting our communities. You will be provided with contextually relevant clinical practice and skills that will prepare you to work anywhere in the world, not only in KZN. Central to preparing you as health professionals, our curriculum is designed to help you become health advocates for our patients and our communities, collaborators in patient care, managers of health services, and scientists who will produce new knowledge. We need new treatment for diseases, you will be those. These are the core competencies of health professionals that are recognized globally. And we make sure that we will make sure that you will leave our university having acquired those skills. To achieve all this, the university has designed a special and compulsory module for every student that comes to UKZN, irrespective of which qualification you want to take or which college you belong to. As long as you come to UKZN, you will have this module as compulsory in your qualification. The module is called Critical Social Justice Module. You will be hearing more about this module throughout your orientation. My plea to you is that you embrace the module and start thinking about when will be the best time for you as an individual to register for the module. If you ask for my opinion, you should take it as soon as possible so that by the time you're doing your second year, your third year, your fourth year, you are already practicing what it means to be a critically, socially justice-aware professional. You can do this module, of course, in this semester. You can do it in the second semester, but please do it. It is compulsory and you will not graduate without that module. You're about to embark on a journey that will shape your future in ways you can not yet imagine. To assist you with that, we have designed a special and exciting program for you, which is called First Year Experience, or FYE in short. This module will equip you with all the skills you will ever need to navigate your first year at UKZN and beyond. Our dedicated academic monitoring and support staff, including your FYE mentors whom you have already met, academic mentors, peer wellness mentors and counselors, and academic development officers, or ADOs, as we will be calling them soon, will be there to support you every step of the way. You will never be alone. To each one of you, this is a time of great opportunity, but also of great responsibility on your part. Please make sure that you study and become familiar with your study timetable. Make time for all extra tutorials and academic services provided to you. But more importantly, please enjoy being a student at UKZN, because the next few years, I want to be able to call you as my colleagues, or perhaps refer to you as my doctor, my therapist, my nurse. You have the power to shape your future and become the best health practitioner, health scientist, as well as health therapist. And we are here to help you achieve that. In closing, I want to wish you all the best as you begin this exciting new chapter in your lives. Remember, we are here to support you every step of the way. We love you, and I want to say once again, thank you for choosing UKZN, but more importantly, for choosing the College of Health Sciences, the college that cares. I thank you.
Thank you, Professor Duma. We've mentioned to our group here that the College of Health Sciences is UKZN's heartbeat. And listening to Professor Duma, you will pick up that you, our first-time entry students, with the rest of our students, actually are the heartbeat of our college. So thank you so much, Professor Duma. Students, I told you, when Professor Duma speaks to you, she'll talk to you about the experience of teaching and learning. And you will understand very soon that it's an exciting experience. You are very involved in this experience. It is not a teaching and learning process where you are passively sitting back and listening. It's a teaching and learning process where you are actively engaged. You become center stage in your educational journey. Now, Prof. Duma spoke about teaching and learning, and she also mentioned clinical training. So your acquiring your qualification does not just take place in the classroom or the lecture room. It takes place in clinical settings, and these clinical settings are off the campus. They are in hospitals and clinics outside of the UKZN campuses. So next, I'm going to introduce to you again Professor Fani Buerta, the College Director, Professional Services. And Professor Buerta is going to take you through a presentation on the decentralized clinical training platform. Very soon you'll be hearing the words DCTP and you'll wonder what this is all about. Well, this is your opportunity to know all about the DCTP sites and to know that it is important for you to exit as a qualified practitioner having gone through these sites. Pani, over to you.
Thank you, Saloshni. So students, I'm going to just, I like to call this community-based training in a primary healthcare module. The reason for that is where we all started, because this is a collaboration between the university and the Department of Health of KwaZulu-Natal, where we work very closely together to identify training sites in hospitals, clinics all over the province. And therefore, when we refer to it as DCT, that's the short name for decentralized clinical training. And it's something like Professor Ngama indicated to you. All of you, I think, except for sports science students, will have a representation at a decentralized training site at some stage of your training. For the MBCHB students from the 4th year, you are doing a lot of clinical work, and 5th and 6th year are basically spent on the decentralized site, or a lot of that. And I'm excited about the new development in the curriculum where they're actually proposing a longitudinal placement of up to 6 months or 1 year at a specific decentralized hospital. One of the major things of this is to expose our final year students and our students in their final years of clinical training to the real world of work, because there you actually see the patients as they come in the real situation, and you deal with that. Suzanne, am I changing this or you changing it?
I'm happy to change for you, Prof.
No, can I change it?
You know how to gain access to the screen?
Screen share.
Let me just quickly see if I can give you control access. You're most welcome to do your own screen share. Yeah.
No, it's fine. I can do that, but then I need to go back now and load it.
So sorry.
I was just thinking on how do we move forward.
Yeah, you can just say next, and then I'll just do the next.
Okay. So, but now it's gone. I don't see.
I'm gonna put it up now for you. Here we go.
Okay, so like I said, it's a collaboration between the university and the Department of Health, and we continuously work together to work on this. Next slide. So one of the proposed interventions initially was that we need to focus more on primary health care in South Africa, and therefore what we thought is that the primary healthcare curriculum should be implemented and enforced to facilitate training of healthcare professionals in the community. And this then resulted in this whole initial document, which date back to 2013, where the whole can I say the concept of community-based training in a primary healthcare model was defined. Next slide. So if we look at the vision of the Department of Health, it's the optimal health status for all persons in KwaZulu-Natal. And of course, UKZN, you just joined us to be the premier University of African Scholarship. And there was the argument then that the community-based training in a primary healthcare model can be the gateway to ensure optimal service delivery in KwaZulu-Natal and optimal training of healthcare professionals. And there's a lot of, I think, basic values that underline this principle, in which we want to make sure that we do the best for the community, the patient, and the trainee as a whole. Next slide. So I don't need to argue a lot on why was this necessary, because if you think about this, on the left-hand side, you'll see eThekwini, which is Durban and the Durban area and the hospitals there, and Pietermaritzburg, where you see Gray's Hospital and the other hospitals there. So initially, up to about 2015, I think, we basically used these two um, uh, hospital sites or areas mainly for training. There was some students in the family medicine group that was placed in these centralized hospitals, district hospitals across the board, but the most training was happening here. And especially for health sciences, I don't think they really went outside except for nursing. They have been doing decentralized training for a long time. But if we add the provincial hospitals there, you can see that the training platform is increasing quite a lot because our platform in Durban becomes saturated. We didn't have places to place students anymore because there's not sufficient training happening. So we had to increase that. And then where we are moving to in the future is actually to include provincial clinics and community health centers. And if you look at the right-hand side map here, you will see that then the platform actually increased a lot, significantly, which allows us to give a bit better training, get a better clinical experience for our students. Next slide. So one of the key things is that we wanted to optimize training in eThekwini and Msunduzi, and therefore using regional and district hospitals, health clinics, community health centers, and municipal clinics in this. This is still a process. We are using regional hospitals throughout the two cities, I think, to the capacity. There are some district hospitals and some of the others that we can add as we move forward, but that is a process that happens continuously. Next slide, please. As I've indicated, there was not enough training site in Durban and eThekwini, so we've decided to form 4 different decentralized platforms, which then include all those facilities there. And the first one is in northern KwaZulu-Natal, in the town of Impangeni and Ngwelezan, using the Ngwelezan and Queen Nandi hospitals. The second one is in western KwaZulu-Natal, in the town of Madadeni and Newcastle, using the Madadeni and Newcastle hospitals. Then there's one in the southern KwaZulu-Natal at Port Shepstone Hospital. And then in central KwaZulu-Natal, there's General Justice Gizenga Mapanza Regional Hospital, which is in Stanger. And all of these are taking both MBCHB as well as health sciences students of the different programs may rotate through these facilities. But there's also, next slide, please. There's also quite a number of hospitals that is used specifically by family medicine. But as time grows, we find that health sciences programs also started using these. And I've listed them there. There's 17 of them. And you can see that they are quite distributed across the province. Manguzi's, GJ Crooks, Bethesda, Kosh, St. Andrews, Mossveld, Emmaus, Eshowe, Nkandla, Murchison, Christ the King, Escort, Msileni, Dundee, St. Apollinaris, Ladysmith, Slabisa. And most of these hospitals, we've actually also invested in secure student accommodation. So you'll see in brackets, it says park home. That means UKZN has installed a park home at these hospitals for when students are placed there, that they have a nice, secure facility to live in. And I'll show some of the facilities for you, or the living facilities just now. What is the facilities at the DCTPs? There's academic and clinical staff for the training needs and supervision where applicable. So we won't send you to a decentralized site if you are doing, for instance, occupational therapy and there's nobody there that can supervise you. We will make sure that you go to a site where the relative applicable supervision is available. There's administrative staff to ensure training is happening seamlessly. They make sure that you do comply with the academic requirements. In other words, if you need to have a logbook that is filled in, or you need to hand in some work documents, etc., that you do all of that. And then there's DCT staff to ensure logistics in the DCT are functional. These staff look after the transport, the accommodation, all other, can I say, logistical functions that we need in there. And then we have student support staff to ensure the psychosocial well-being and student wellness as a whole. And these are reaching out to all the DCTs, those 4 that I've indicated, but we also reach out to the district hospitals where applicable and where we can do that. Next slide, please. So the physical facilities at the DCT, there's lecture venues and small meeting venues, academic and professional services, office space, video conferencing, Wi-Fi, computer connection, library access as if you are on campus, and student support facilities. And then clinical skill facilities at most of the bigger regional hospitals, not necessarily at all the district hospitals. Next slide. The student accommodation is normally close to the core hospital. We do have some that is in the community, especially at the district hospital. And then we provide transport, first of all, from the campus, UKZN campus, to the decentralized sites. And then from the decentralized sites, apologies, to the training site in using buses and avanzas. There's Wi-Fi at the training resource center and at accommodation. And we are actually installing Wi-Fi in many of the hospitals in the clinical areas at the moment. Next slide. Apologies. So this is, I've included a few photos here. Basically, I covered what is included in the DCT. It's a bit in the distance for you, but I want you to get excited about the whole process. This is our resource facility at Madadeni Hospital. Next slide. 2 of the audiology students at our resource facility at Stanger Hospital. Next slide. This is our inside, I think it's Stanger. The LAN, it's a very colorful LAN that is equipped with computers and accessible for students all the time. Next slide. The entrance to our facility at Queen Nandi Hospital. Next slide is the LAN, student LAN at Queen Nandi Hospital. There's some of our final year medical students at the Queen Nandi Hospital facility. Then there's a training at Gwalazan Hospital, the training venue, and you can carry on with the slides, Suzanne. Not too fast. There's students in that training, and then yeah, you can go to the next one. And apart from all the work, now go back to that one. I want to speak about that. Apart from all the work, students have time to just enjoy time as well. This is the group of students that took a lunch, a tea break actually, at Queen Nandi Hospital, and to me they all look very happy. So I hope they are happy to be on the decentralized sites, and they do see the value of this training that we offer. If you continue to the next one, just to make you aware, there's sometimes if you go to a really isolated clinic or you need to visit the patient, there's not roads, so you will have to start walking. That is the real life situation in a lot of our rural areas where there's not necessarily access with a car right to the door, and we need to be aware of that and also cope with that. Next slide, Suzanne. This is we get to the housing. This is our housing facility at Stanger Hospital. It's a complex of flats, and the students live in here. If you go to the next one, I think it's going to show inside. This is inside some of these. Each room is provided with a bed, a desk, and a chair, and then there's built-in cupboards for the students. There's a communal kitchen. Now you can go to the kitchen. There's a communal kitchen which has a refrigerator, a microwave, and the basic stove, so that you can cook for your meals for yourself. And then the next one, a bathroom that is shared by the students, and we also provide washing machines and things like an ironing board. In some places we do have tumble dryers as well. Thank you. Now you can go to the next one. This is our fleet of vehicles. You will see all the fleet of vehicles are all marked, University of KwaZulu-Natal, College of Health Sciences, and these are the vehicles that we use, and we urge you to use only these vehicles. because they are kind of safer because you move into the community and the community by this time know that this is the students that is traveling in this vehicle. So don't easily get into a vehicle that's not marked clearly as a College of Health Sciences vehicle. Even if we use a private service provider, they are supposed to have a logo on the vehicle. And then just on a lighter note, when you go there, some of you may live in the city and your traffic is only cars. If you go to the decentralized sites, the traffic sometimes look a bit different. And some of you may come from these rural areas, and then this will make you feel back like you're back home. Next slide. How do we support this? We encourage frequent visits by the deans, academic leaders, and academics, frequent visits by the DPS and college managers. We have a DCT manager, which we expect to be on the DCT platform a lot of times. And then there's continuous student support through our student support services. And we also offer, mostly through student support services, workshops and feedback sessions to ensure optimization of the DCT platform. I think that is the end of my story. I just want to say this is quite a big platform that we've developed in collaboration with the Department of Health. Thank you very much.
Thank you kindly, Fani. Thank you. And I'm hoping that this presentation on the clinical training side also excites our students who want to make excellent progress until they reach the years where they're going to move into the clinical sites. I think also when you look at where our sites are placed, we all come from communities, and placing our sites in the heart of the communities is one way of also supporting and giving back to our communities. So thank you for that, Fani. Sue, are there any questions for Fani or any comments?
So Karuna is watching the chat space, so I think there's 1 or 2 questions.
Are we able to take those questions now?
Let's see. Karuna, I know you had your hand raised.
No, I didn't. Sorry, there was an accident. I was just looking at the number of participants.
No worries. So I do note that there are quite a lot of questions in the Q&A, but nothing related to DCTP.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for that, Sue. I'm going to screen share. I'm going to present on student support services next. Thank you.
You may screen share, pleasure. There we go. We can see your slideshow.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Pleasure.
So students, I'm going to present to you on student support services. So once again, greetings and congratulations. You've heard the Deputy Vice Chancellor tell you that there were more than 50,000 applications for just over 1,000 seats. So you need to pat yourself on the shoulder. You've done exceptionally well and you've secured your seat here at the College of Health Sciences. We are looking forward to connecting with you and supporting you in this undergraduate journey of yours. We know that it's a very exciting time for you, and for some of you, it may be very daunting. You have a lot more freedom now at university and a lot more independence. For those that have left home and left your province, it's a time, I know, when many are very anxious. You're leaving behind your family and friends. You're moving into residences and, of course, sometimes relocating to a new province. We fully understand your mixed emotions. It's not easy to transition from high school to university, from the safety of family to moving into a foreign environment, but in time and with the necessary support, we hope you will feel at home. This new phase in the journey of your life is actually a very exciting one, and this college will provide you with a load of services so that you feel most welcome and you feel at home. The college has a full and comprehensive program of support. This is vital for your academic success. But what you need to do as students is to access the support. It is all there. You need to access the support and work with the plan for your success. You may know by now that there's such a demand for seats in the College of Health Sciences. So you are the chosen ones. Your responsibility is to ensure that you do your best to keep your seat, secure your seat until you graduate and exit the university. So that means you need to progress academically, you need to pass all your modules so that you move to the next year. So that's the only way you will continue to keep your seat. A well-known author on college student success by the name of Vincent Tinto, he said that success does not happen by chance. So all of you that have secured your place, you all know that your success in matric didn't just happen by chance. You had a plan, you set a goal, and you set some objectives on how you're going to achieve that. And that is how you achieved your matric. But in that success, you had your school teachers, you had your peers, you had your family, your friends. So there's a group of people and a plan that got you to where you are. So to achieve student success, we need to have an intentional plan. We need to be very organized. We need to be resourced to support you from entry to exit. And we understand that our students come from diverse backgrounds. Our students bring diverse histories, personal histories to the community, to the university. So we've got a strategy that is planned to accommodate the diverse needs of our students. Our strategy is in place to support you from first year and beyond. And you've heard Prof. Duma mention the first year experience program. Well, it actually starts with the onboarding that we did from Monday with you, and it will transition this entire year into the digitized FYE program. This program is in place to onboard you to the university environment, to the facilities available at the university, to onboard you and integrate you into the different study spaces and the clinical settings. So I will tell you a little bit more about that in a bit. Now, what is student support services? What is our purpose? We are at university to offer professional support to students. This professional service is in place to enhance your wellness, your overall wellness, to support your positive mental health, to offer you skills for academic success, and to help you to achieve the emotional balance that you need to cope with the demands of university life. At Student Support Services, we are mindful that university students frequently experience anxiety and stress due to the academic load or to emotional factors or health factors, environmental factors, or even financial issues. Now, most students cope. They have some kind of coping mechanism when they're experiencing stress. And many at university will cope with the pressure, but some will become overwhelmed. Some will not cope. And without professional help, a student's emotional well-being and performance may be threatened. And this is where Student Support Services plays a critical role in helping you to regain the emotional balance that you need to stay on track. You must remember what your destination is and where you need to be 4 to 6 years down the line. So we help you get to that destination. Now, at Student Support Services, we have a team of people working with you. You will be working with a student counselor who is a trained and registered professional, either a psychologist or a clinical social worker, who will offer you individual and group therapy, personal assessment and counseling, career assessment and counseling, as well as academic support and academic skills programs. We help our students to gain insight into their issues, challenges, and problems, help them to identify solutions, and to facilitate problem solving. We support our students to maintain positive mental health, and we guide our students to be responsible for their own journey and to remain in control of their academic journey at university. So students, you really are central to your success. This is the team that we have for you, the different student counselors at the different sites, supporting you in lab medicine and medical sciences. We have Ms. Nandisila in Shangase. Supporting you at medicine, we have Suzanne Stokes. Supporting you at health sciences, we have Christy Greener. Supporting you at nursing and public health, we have Willie Theva. Supporting you at the DCTP site at Empangeni, we have Lindo Makonza. At Stanger Quadiguza, we have Sibisa Nkatu, and at Pietermaritzburg, we have Wendy Matiola. So very soon you will get to meet the respective counseling team members once you move into the site and move into your respective schools. Okay, so Professor Ngama this morning, and reinforced by Professor Duma, the College of Health Sciences is a caring college. We say that with confidence because our commitment is to show you the care and concern and support to help you achieve your goals. So we have a diverse set of services with layers of support, as I've reflected on the slide. It's from student counselors to academic development officers to peer wellness mentors, first-year experience team, and first-year experience mentors. We have 66 peer wellness mentors. They are your support buddy that you could go to share your concerns, your worries, be it that you're not understanding content in the lecture room or you have not made friends, you're missing home, and they will identify what the issues are and refer you appropriately. We also have 60 academic mentors. These are senior students who have progressed successfully, and they have been identified to work with students, particularly in modules that are what we would say difficult, or you're struggling with the content or to understand the content. And the academic mentors will work with your academics, your lecturers, as well as your ADOs, your academic development officers, and work with you on the content for the different lectures so that you have a better understanding of it. And this is often done through a group intervention method. We then have the 24 FYE mentors. These are your first year experience mentors, and they will help you become familiar with the university environment, show you where the different important places are, such as where the campus health clinics are, where's the library, how do you get your student card completed, and they will also help you navigate the digitized FYE platform. Professor Duma spoke about the program and that you will need to complete that before the end of the year. They as well will work with you in small groups. So I was serious when I said to you earlier on that you will be surrounded by layers of support and a strong support team. There's actually no reason why any student in the College of Health Sciences will struggle with this amount of support unless they do not access it. So we are here to ensure that you thrive and not just survive. You will have no reason to say, I have a problem and I have no help. Okay, so how do we offer our services? Since COVID-19 and the lockdown, we transitioned to virtual services. And since we've returned to university, we now have hybrid services. So students have the opportunity to either book a virtual counseling session or a virtual skills development session, or come in for a contact session. And we offer this for the individual sessions. We offer webinars like today, where we focus on life skills and academic skills. And we also help you work through the student learning platform. And we have our own student support services Moodle module, where we provide you with additional mental health education and awareness resources. So once you're registered, please be sure to check this all out. I did mention to you earlier that you are central to your success, but you are supported by a team of people. And this includes not just the people at the university, it includes your family, the university student structures, such as this SRC, the academic advising and support team, student support services, the college leadership. So you have a team of people around you. We're offering you a collaborative and holistic approach, which we know is vital for your success. You need to develop your own success plan, and the success plan for each student differs. It's not a one size fits all. So it is your responsibility, to take up the support to ensure that the goals are achieved. You need to know what is expected of you. You need to know how to successfully cope with the demands of your study program. You will also need to display the appropriate attitude, the appropriate mindset, the appropriate behavior, and the work ethic for your success. So there's a lot that's required of you to be able to achieve your goals. Most importantly, you need to be physically and mentally healthy to remain successful in your studies. Prioritizing your mental health and wellness is the first step to ensuring academic success. So over the years, we have tracked the patterns and trends amongst our students who do not succeed at university, especially for those who drop out prematurely or fail their modules in the first year. And we have identified the primary causes of poor academic performance, as you can see on the slide, as being issues from school, where students coming in from school as not adequately prepared, or sometimes issues at the university, where the student can't navigate the university space, the university environment, or the university experience, where a student feels they're just not feeling like they belong in the space. Also, we find that incorrect career choice contributes to dissatisfaction in the study program and a lack of motivation. Poor adjustment and transition coming straight from matric. Students have been very well supported in the high school years. Teachers have made themselves available, provided them with additional material to be able to succeed in the matric year. At university, there's a lot of independence. You're expected to take responsibility for your success. Although you're provided with support from all the role players, you need to be leading that success for yourself. So the transition sometimes is not always easy, and that contributes to students' underperformance. And then there's psychosocial issues, relationship problems, family problems. And when a student's having problems at home, that plays itself out in the classroom. Students are not focusing, they're not concentrating, they're missing out on lectures. So all those psychosocial issues impact a student's progress. And of course, that's finance. That's a very real issue. Not having funding to complete your studies, or to buy books, or to buy a meal, or to transport yourself to university. All of those are very real issues that impact a student's well-being and success, and of course, your health. And as I said earlier, you've got to prioritize your physical health and your mental health. So health issues, staying away due to illness and health issues, is one of the reasons that contribute to underperformance. So you need to be mindful of these issues. You need to seek help before it impacts your academic success. Now, just yesterday, the university concluded a formal process, which we call ACOM, or the Academic Exclusions and Appeals Process, where we redirect students who are underperforming for more than 3 semesters. And interestingly, in this process, you don't just find students who have consistently underperformed. You find students that suddenly have an issue in the middle of their studies, and you pick it up in the performance that something's gone wrong. It perhaps was a personal issue or a health issue that has prevented the student from progressing. So we do not want any of our students to reach that stage of ACOM where one needs to exclude a student for underperforming. So the sooner you identify the issue, the sooner you access help, the better for you. So what I've listed on the screen is the primary contributing factors. So my message to you students, access support and services as soon as you realize that you have a worry or a challenge that is preventing you from progressing academically. For a start, if any of the first-time entry students sitting here today is feeling career confused or not satisfied with your career choice, please give Student Support Services a call urgently. Allow us to help you make an informed career choice. The idea is not to clock time in the system. Don't stay in a degree that you really are unhappy with and you're not progressing. Do not clock time by staying there, incurring a debt, and getting a risk code on your academic performance record. So it's important that you identify this and do not allow yourself to stay longer in the study program being unhappy. We also, in our counseling sessions, identify what are the trends that students are presenting with in counseling. What are the primary issues that students struggle with at university? And I've listed the common problems experienced by students, such as relationship problems, family issues, mental health in particular, depression, suicidal thoughts, anxiety, panic attacks. Bullying does happen, be it at school or at the university environment. It does happen. It must be reported promptly and urgently. There's grief and bereavement, substance use and abuse, trauma and crisis, adjusting to the university, identity issues. This is a critical time when students ask themselves, who am I in the world? What is my purpose? Why am I here? There's lots of questions about the who am I, and that leads to identity concerns. There's, of course, loneliness, academic performance issues, and career confusion. So please remember that professional confidential counseling is available free of charge just for you. Use the services timeously. Do not wait until you are in a state of crisis. I've highlighted mental health on this slide because as long as a student accesses the necessary support, they are able to progress well. So do not be afraid to share if you have a known mental health problem, because if you share, you will be able to put on a proper program to support you to progress. During the year, we will also provide you with more information on how to maintain positive mental health. A flagship program at Student Support Services is the SWAT program, and I know that Ms. Mardev spoke about it to you on Monday. She introduced you to the program, and she did indicate that SWAT is here to offer you a coordinated, comprehensive undergraduate support where the college and the wider university have clear roles and responsibilities, and we work with you to ensure that you are timeously supported to progress academically. The intention behind this program is to have touch points at every step of the student's academic journey. The program allows for collaboration with our central services, which you heard about on Monday and Tuesday, such as disability services, the university's AIDS program, campus health, the Department of Students' Residence Affairs. So in this way, we put you in touch with services that you need so that you could better progress and feel well as part of the treatment plan. By mid-March this year, you will be invited to the SWAT to complete the SWAT wellness assessment. You will receive a notification from the SWAT system. So please look out for the notifications that will remind you to complete the assessment. The SWAT program follows the process of engagement. It means that we are going to connect with you. The different role players will connect with you from entry into the university, as we are now from Monday with this academic orientation and integration program, as we would be with the first year experience digitized program and with your school orientation programs and your discipline onboarding. So these are the ways in which we engage with you, and all of this forms a part of the SWAT program. The first year experience mentoring and peer mentoring are initiated at this point and will continue through the year. By now, you should have met your peer wellness mentors who've been allocated to first year students. You would have met your academic mentors as well as your first year experience mentors. This assessment that we will implement in March will allow us to timeously identify those factors that are impacting your wellness, your holistic wellness, not just your physical wellness, but your academic wellness, your spiritual wellness. So we will identify whether you are at risk for underperformance based on these factors, and we would timeously intervene to support you so that you would progress. So please watch out for the notifications and allow us to help you to develop an individualized support plan. Prof. Duma spoke about the Digitized FYE program. There are 4 modules for you to complete. It's a year-long program that you could work on at leisure. However, it's important that you complete it in the first year and you progress through this program for the year. There is a rule called BR10 on completion of the first year experience program that says for you to be degree complete, you must have successfully completed all components of this non-credit bearing FYE program. You must also look out for the notifications for the FYE program from your coordinator and the mentors. They will work with you in discipline-specific groups and facilitate your enrollment in the module and the completion of the modules. I'm not going to spend too much of time on the critical social justice and citizenship module, another compulsory module that must be completed in your undergraduate year, and the BR11 rule states that you will be degree complete only if you complete this module. So it is a prerequisite for you before you successfully get your degree and graduate. So as I'd indicated, we have a range of support services. It's my appeal to you students. Access the services, connect with us, allow us to support you. Our services include personal counseling and therapy, career assessment, wellness support, academic support. We have the SWAT program. We offer trauma, crisis and emergency intervention, life skills, peer wellness mentoring, academic mentoring, FYE mentoring. You're not there yet, but there's postgraduate support, disability support, and support in your living and learning spaces by the Residence Development Program. Annually, the SWOT assessment that you complete in March reveals to us that at least 20% of our students are studying degrees that they are not happy with, or they did not choose, their parents chose the degrees for them, or it is not their first choice. So we can understand the levels of satisfaction students have when they're in a degree that they did not choose, or it is not their first choice. Such students often don't have the motivation to do their best, and if they're not motivated, then they're not very productive. They're not giving in 100% to the degree. So our advice is for you to urgently book with Student Support Services for a career assessment so that we could promptly redirect you and prevent you from clocking time in the system, performing poorly and incurring a debt while in the incorrect degree choice. Now, students with impairment, and here I'm talking about students with a problem of substance addiction, substance abuse, or mental health issues. It is important, and we understand the taboo around mental health issues. Students don't feel comfortable to share this, be it on their CAO application form or even sometimes in therapy. But it's important for you to know that the college has support and services in place. We have a formal process by which we support our students. Now, this is very important because our students in the College of Health Sciences, they register with statutory councils, such as the Health Professions Council of South Africa, the South African Nursing Council, and the South African Pharmacy Council. And these councils set down rules and guidelines for professional conduct. Healthcare practitioners are also subject to key legislation, such as the South African Constitution, the Bill of Rights in particular, the Mental Health Care Act, the National Health Act. Now, within our student population, we have many students who have been diagnosed with a mental illness and who are coping very well with therapy and with medication. But we also have many who have a mental illness who are not coping. They become emotionally unstable, preventing them from coping with their studies, to the point that they are considered to be impaired to practice. Now, in the College of Health Sciences, we've got to ensure that our students are fit to practice. They are fit to go into a clinical setting and be able to work with patients. But if a student is impaired and is unstable, that student would not be able to work in a clinical setting. So the sooner we're able to identify the issue, the sooner we'll be able to intervene to support a student to be stable and well to return to a clinical setting. So the college has developed the guidelines to manage an impaired student, inclusive of support, counseling, referral, hospitalization, and sometimes at the point of graduation. If a student remains unwell or is not cooperative, it is the responsibility of the college to then report a student to the respective professional body and council. We need to let them know that the practitioner is impaired and does need continuous monitoring and support. So students, again, the appeal is the support is there. Please access the support, make use of the support so that you could progress at university. I present for you the list of support services and the support role players for you. So we have psychologists and clinical social workers. We have campus health and wellness clinics, HIV/AIDS services, disability services, occupational health services. And I know lots of students were asking us about their vaccinations. So you will have information from OC Health Services. We have the FYE coordinator and administrator with their mentors, peer wellness mentors, academic mentors and tutors, and of course, your academic development officers. I've provided you with the contact details for the respective sites, and this would only be necessary for you once you move to the clinical sites, but for now you are all Durban-based. Okay, so the College of Health Sciences genuinely and sincerely cares about you, and we have committed to ensuring that you have a positive, student-centered university experience. My question to you then is, what is your commitment to your success? You make a mental note of that, and you put that down. You write it and post it somewhere where you'll note your goal for this year at university and your long-term goal for the next 4 years. Make sure you reflect on that. Make sure you go back to it to track how you are working towards achieving your goal. With that, students, I want to wish you a successful first year of study and a prosperous undergraduate journey. Thank you kindly for your time and for listening and for the patience. I'm going to stop share. Thank you, Suzanne. I want to just check if our next presenter is available. Is Ranita available to present?
Yes.
Thank you. Over to you and Ranita. Are you going to screen share for Ranita?
I'll screen share. Thank you.
Thank you, Ranita. Over to you. Ranita, students, is our academic services manager. Our chat from Monday has been inundated with questions and queries related to academic services, the rules, the processes. Now, here's your opportunity to listen carefully and then put your questions on the chat. Perhaps we can give you the clarity you need there. Thank you, Ranita, and over to you.
Okay, so for some reason, my camera refuses to come on. Okay, I have no idea why my camera is not coming on, but I am going to screen share my presentation. And okay, so good morning, everyone. Welcome to the College of Health Sciences. And as you've been told, you are the privileged lot for getting accepted into health sciences. As you know, it's not easy to get accepted into our college because of the numbers that we take. I presume you can all see my screen.
So, Renita, we can see your screen. It's on presenter view.
Okay. Okay, so as you've been told by everybody that you've now entered the caring college and the college that really cares about you and ensures your excellence in your studies. I am going to talk about what's required of you in the college as a student and to talk about the policies that affect your studying, the rules that you need to know to ensure your success in the college and in your studies. Okay, so academic services is based on the 3 campuses, and we all have a college office available for you, so you can go, and if you have any issues, this is where all the college offices are based. So on the Howard College campus, for all the students who are doing nursing, you will find us in the 1st floor of the Desmond Clarence building. For the MBCHB students, college office is based on the Nelson Mandela School of Medicine campus on the 2nd floor of the main building. And this, and then on the Westville campus, you will find the staff opposite on E block, opposite the cafeteria. You're all going to know where the cafeteria is very soon on Westville campus, and you will find the college office directly opposite that. You'll see a big sign saying College of Health Sciences, Professional Services. That's where academic services will be found, student funding and student support services. Also, we have, as Prof. Botha mentioned, we have DCTP sites, and that's where we will have a college office based where you can go for academic services as well as any other services that you require there. Okay, so basically, I just want to tell you exactly what academic services is about and what we do. So from the time you apply to the university via CAO or online for the people that have gap years and have applied internally for transfers. So when you apply, it comes to the admissions office, and we will now look at your admissions and make decisions on it. So the whole admissions process is in the college office in academic services. We also manage your registration and help you. So we set up the system, the online system for registration. We make sure that everything's in line, that when you go on, the system is working properly, and we help you with all the information that you will require for registration. All that, if you've registered, you would have seen all the information, the landing page, and so on. The college also has student funding. So all your student funding queries that I've been seeing on the chat, you will get it from the college academic services. They can assist you. Sorry. Also, we're in charge of results. So when you write, sorry, just excuse me 1 second. So when you write your exams, the school will capture your results on their system, and then it gets processed. So the college office will process your results, and then we run what is called an ERS, an exam results process, the schedule, and we will make sure that everything's in line, your results are there, everything you need is available on that ERS process, so we can make interrogated and make proper decisions for your results. At the medical school campus, we have an exams office available, and that exams office manages all the exams for MBCHB and for the School of LMS Laboratory Medicine as well, and some of the nursing and public health results as well. So they are in charge of that exams office. For the Westville campus, there is a university-wide exams office that manages exams on that campus. Academic services is also in charge of graduation. So once you've completed your degrees, yay, and now you're ready to graduate, the academic services then checks that everything is in line for your graduation, that you are ready to graduate, you've now completed your degree, and then we make sure on the day of graduation, everything is in line, that you have all your stuff. We check that you have your gowns, your tickets, and so on, and that you actually go and walk the stage to graduate. We're also in charge of the handbook, and I'm going to explain the handbook to you as we go down. But basically, the schools, the handbook is what the programs that you're registered for, and all the schools give input, and then we publish the handbook for you. Okay, so I'm assuming that most of you have already gone online and registered. For those of you who have not, registration is online. You would find it on the UKZN website, and you will see a big sign saying registration 2025. You enter that, and then you go to the College of Health Sciences. When you click on the College of Health Sciences, you'll also find our registration information on the landing page. Now, the landing page has information on all the 4 schools, on all the degrees, who to contact, all the people from the different schools. It has all your orientation information as well. It has all the information for academic services, for student support services, for student funding, and for the academic leaders in each school. So it's all the information is in one place. So when you go to register, if you're not sure, go and click on the landing page, and it'll give you all the information that you require. Also on the landing page is the registration process. So if you're not sure how to register, there's a video that you can go and watch, and it'll take you step by step on how to go and register and what you need to register. There's the registration information booklet that our PR supports has done for us. Our PR manager and her staff have developed this information booklet. They've put it on the website, and it gives you all the information that you would need about vaccinations, about your fees that you need to pay, what you need to do to go and get registered. So every information that you need for each of the schools is available there. Now, I spoke about the handbook. That is on the registration website. So before you even attempt to register, go and look at the handbook and check for your program that you're registering for. So if you're registering for the Bachelor of Audiology, go and look at the Bachelor of Audiology, and it gives you all the modules for that degree, and it'll tell you which ones are for first semester, so which modules you must click for first semester, which modules you must click for second semester, or if it's a year module. It'll give you all that information, because I've been getting a lot of queries, but I'm not sure what modules to take. I'm not sure what to register. That information is in the handbook. Go and look at it, check under the curriculum section. Also, there's rules in the handbook that you're going to need to know as well, and the rule book. All that is available on that registration website. Another important thing that you need to check on that website is the important dates that affect you. These are called sessional dates, and it's very important that you check the sessional dates. Registration ends on the 14th of February, but fees need to be paid by today. Today is the final day to pay all your registration fees. If you haven't, if your fees are not cleared, you can still register, park your registration, and make sure that your fees are cleared. Check the, also, if you've registered and you want to change your modules, the 14th of February is the last day to do a change of curriculum. So on the registration page, you'll see change of curriculum. If you need to do that, you can go click on change of curriculum to change your modules if you have to. But most of your programs have a set curriculum, so you can't manipulate it too much, but you need to know those dates. Check the dates for your DPs as well. So your duly performed, you need to get a DP in order to write the exam. If you don't get a DP, you cannot. If you're refused a DP, you get a DP appeal. There's a specific date when the DPs will be published for you. There's a specific date when you need to appeal against that DP refusal, and when you submit your DPs. Also important dates, exam dates. When your exam timetables are coming out, go and check your timetables. So there's many drafts that you need to check. Check if you have clashes in your timetable. Check those dates. Check when you are writing exams and make sure you got the dates correct. If you've missed your exam or read the dates wrong, unfortunately, there is no recourse. If you've missed it, you've missed it. So make sure you check those dates as well. Check when the results are released, when the next exam, registration process starts. So there's very important dates in the sessional dates that affect you directly that you need to be aware of. Also on that registration page, you're going to find CC bot or chatbot. So if you're having an issue and you're not understanding about registration, you can go to chatbot, and it's a live chat, and they will help you and assist you. There's also Fresh Desk, where we have agents that are sitting on Fresh Desk who will help you if you have a problem. You send your message to them, they will check, and they'll get back to you within 24 hours. And then there's Mailbot, where you can send an email if you're having an issue about everything. So all that's available for you for registering. Okay, so this is what your registration page looks like when you go to the UKZN website. And it says first time entry student dates. Check those dates. Make sure you know what those dates are. And it says clearly registration runs from Monday, 7 January to the 14th of February. Make sure you check that. Those people are still waiting for your application status. You can click on check your application status, and it'll take you to where you can check your status as well. Okay. And then when you go into the registration page, you will come to the different colleges. For the College of Health Sciences, press enter, and then it'll take you to all the registration information I've been telling you about, the landing page, the registration booklet, and so on. Okay, and then once you get in there, this is what your registration page is going to look like on iEnabler. Okay, so this is your interface. And then once you follow that video about how to register, then your modules will come up. So you have to first, you go on and you will view the online, it says view online registration process. Okay, so you do that. Then you accept your rules and regulations. Check that your address is correct, that your next of kin information is correct. So always make sure you have a next of kin address there or contact details, because quite often when you're in trouble or if you're not well or if there's an issue and we need to contact your next of kin or student support services need to contact your next of kin. If you don't put a contact detail, we cannot contact any of your family or someone who can support you and help you. Okay, check your personal contact details. Also make sure that your cell phone details are up to date, that it's correct, because you're going to get a lot of SMSs from us when there's if there's an issue with lectures, if someone needs to contact you urgently, the university will send you an SMS or the school will send you an SMS to that cell phone number that's on the system. So make sure it's up to date. Then you click on new registration. And this is where you will come after all of the processes. And then for your degree will come up automatically for what you've been accepted. Okay, so whatever you've been accepted, pay the acceptance fee, we put you on, and the degree comes up automatically, and you will see the year, and you'll see your degree there, and it'll tell you which campus, first year, color code green. I'm going to explain that to you as we go on, and then all your modules will come up, and then you will tick the relevant modules. This is your timetable block. So next to the module, you'll get a timetable block. You choose that timetable block. Make sure that when you're choosing timetable blocks for first semester, you don't have any clashes. Okay, and then you go on and you choose second semester. And then there's some core modules. So before you read all this, like I said, go and read your curriculum so you know which ones you are checking and you are checking the correct one. If you have a problem and you're not sure, there's this request assistance button. If you click on that, it'll pop up with a comment section. Type in your comment of what the problem is and what you want assistance with. And it'll send an email to the person who can help you. So it'll either come to the college office, it'll go to the academic leader, the ADO, or student funding, whoever you're requesting access from, it'll go to them. They will get your email, they will type in whatever information that they think is relevant, and they'll send it back to you. You will get an email from them. Check your emails. Okay, and then you save and continue, or you can restart the process if you're not sure if you chose the correct thing. Okay, so that's what your registration looks like. Now I'm going to explain to you the handbook, very important. Marianne put on the chat that you need to read the handbook. So it's on the registration page and it's on the college page as well. Go and read that handbook. Very important for you to read it before you do anything. The first thing you will find in the handbook, the rules. So there's general rules for undergrad. That's the university general academic rules that govern your degree when you are studying here. So whatever you do, there's rules that you need to abide by, or you need to understand that there's certain things you can do, certain things you cannot do. Those are called the GR rules. So read the GR rules. It's very important that you understand exactly what you need to do. And it gives you information about your DP, about registration, about exemption from modules, and a degree, and about your payment of fees, period of attendance, modules that are obsolete. It tells you about your DP certification, about exams, the different kinds of exams, all the rules governing exams, your exam scripts and your exam sessions, sub-exams, explain sub-exams to you, special exams, and it tells you what your pass mark is, your classification of results, and so on. So those are the general rules. Then you get the rules for bachelors, right? And those rules are called the BR rules, which will govern the bachelor's rules in particular. read those rules as well. And then there's rules for honors and postgrad and so on. For you, that won't be relevant right now. Okay, once you've read those rules, then you can look at in the handbook right at the front, you will find the academic and monitoring support, and they speak about the robot system. It's very colorful, actual. There's an actual picture explaining the robot system to you and how it works. Now you need to know that robot system. I am going to explain it to you further down, but go and look at it in the handbook and read the academic monitoring and supports policy. Now, Dr. Pillay, when she was talking, she did speak about the academic monitoring and support policy and not being excluded and so on. All that is encompassed there. Then there's college-specific academic rules, which are the CHS rules that govern our college specifically. So our college rules has to speak to the main general rules and the BR rules, but it's also specific to our college. And you need to know those rules that are specific for our college, very important. It speaks about your laboratory studies, safety in the laboratory, your clinical placements, the impaired practitioner that Dr. Pillay spoke about. All of those rules are there and you need to know it. Then once you've read those, you will come to the curriculum part that I spoke to you. And every degree has a rule that's specific to that degree. You need to know those rules as well. And in that curriculum, when you come to say we're looking at Bachelor of Audiology, which is the first degree you will come across, it will give you the curriculum, but it will always also give you the progression table for that degree. So every degree's got a progression table. It's very important that you understand that progression table because it tells you when you register in your first semester, how many credits you need to pass to be under the minimum progression requirement. So you need to understand what your minimum progression requirement is, how many credits you must pass per semester. And then it also tells you if you do not have 75% of your maximum, you could now be at risk. So it explains to you what's your normal progression, what's your risk progression, what's your minimum progression for each semester. It's very important to understand your progression rules because it speaks to the academic monitoring and support policy, and it speaks to the whole robot system that I'm going to tell you about. Okay, so those are the progression tables, and then the curriculum that I spoke about, which tells you exactly what module you do in which semester. Then the sessional dates that I spoke about. These sessional dates, important dates to note. Please make sure you always check those sessional dates. You cannot come back and say, I didn't know that I had to do this by that date. That's not an excuse. You have to know your sessional dates and note all those important dates. And then right at the back of the handbook, you will find the syllabi section. Now, the syllabi section has every module that you register for, and it will tell you what the module is. It will tell you how many lectures there are, how many tutorials there are, how many pracs there are, and it will tell you what the aim of the module is, what the content of that module is, how many practicals there are, what your assessment is made up of. So how many tests you have, how many assignments you have, tells you about your exams, what is required of you, and whether you have a DP requirement or not. Very important that you understand for each of your modules. Please read that section as well. Okay, so this is what your curriculum looks like that I spoke about for your degree, and this is your progression tables that you need to understand. Read it and understand it. First semester minimum requirements, at risk if you're not passing, and what credit you need to have, and this is your normal progression. So after your first semester, you should have got 64 credits for, depending on your degree, and there's your curriculum, giving you all your modules, telling you which ones to choose, which semester to check, and so on. Okay, then I spoke about the rule book. Now, the rule book is for every student in the university. When you go on to register and you accept, when it asks you to accept the this is the rules that you are accepting, as well as the other general rules. The general rules for every student has your code of conduct in it. So you need to read that so you know what's required of you as a student about your conduct, your behavior. It's about your behavior, exams and so on, what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do, what you're allowed to do in the res, what you're not allowed to do in the res as a student on campus, and your behavior towards other students as well. So it has rules, your code of conduct, it has rules for student discipline. It tells you if you wrongly infringe on the rights of others, what will happen to you. If you act in a manner that's contrary to the university policies, what will happen. And very important, this is very common. It happens all the time. Students cheat. Students submit false medical documents, or their false logbooks and so on. They get caught, or they cheat in a university exam. If they do this, they have to appear before the proctor, the university proctor. It's a kind of a discipline kind of court where they will look at whatever's happened and they will sanction you. So they can suspend you for a semester, they can suspend you for a whole year, you can get fined, they will take away your results and so on. So you need to please read these rules to know exactly what you can do and what you cannot do as a student. Okay, now this is the academic monitoring support that I spoke about, the robot system. So there's red, orange, green. So you as a new student, when you come in on good academic standing as a green student. Okay, so all new students register as a green student. But when I spoke about those progression requirements and I said you need to know what your progression requirements are. So if you do not meet those progression requirements in your first semester, say you pass 2 modules and you fail 2 modules, you immediately now become at risk. You will go on to orange, and then you will be monitored. So you'll be monitored by your ADOs, and as Dr. Play said, you need to consult with them for all your issues, whatever issues you have. You need to go to your ADO for support, you need to see your peer mentors and so on, to make sure that you don't remain on orange or you don't get to red, where you are now consistently failing. So you fail in your first semester, and then again you fail in your second semester, and you've already been registered for 2 semesters or more, and you are not coping and you're not meeting the progression requirements, you go to red. When you go to red, you now know you are in trouble and that you need to get as much support as you can, get all the help that you can get to make sure that you don't go to purple and get excluded. So when you are underperforming and you go to red, you have one chance where you get excluded, but you get readmitted on probation. So if you are not progressing from orange, red, you get onto probation. When you get excluded and you are told you're excluded, but we'll take you back on probation and make sure that you keep to those probation requirements. But if you do not keep to your probation requirements, then you will get excluded and you will get one chance to appeal against your exclusion. So you go through the appeal process, and we have an appeals committee. That is the college-based appeals committee first, and then we have a university appeals committee. So you will serve at both these committees. Your appeal serves there. If you get readmitted after your appeal, you are taken back and you are given another chance, and they tell you you have 1 more semester to pull your socks up, to sort out all your issues and to improve on your progress. You're given that chance, and again you don't progress, and you fail, you will get purple. You become purple, which is a final exclusion, meaning no more appeals. Now you have to go away. You must go away for 4 semesters or 2 years, and you have to fill in a readmission agreement before you're excluded. So you will have an exit interview with the academic, the dean of teaching and learning, your academic leader of teaching and learning, student support services, student funding, if you have funding. All of them will go through this readmission agreement with you. You have to fill it in. You go away for 2 years. When you return, all those conditions that are in your readmission agreement, you have to prove that you've done all of it, and then you apply for readmission to come back. So very important. Please make sure, Dr. Pillay told you, make sure that you go for help, go for assistance. It's your first time at university. It's a big transition. It's not easy. Ask for help whenever you can. Do not be afraid. It's not a shame to ask for help. Okay. And then blue is if you consistently do well and you pass your modules and you keep a weighted average of 75% in your degree, you will be a blue student and you will sail through. Okay, so this is what I said is in the handbook, and it explains how the robot system works. It's there in your handbook. It's the flow chart. Please go and read it and look at it with that progression chart that I spoke to you about. You can come back. There are students who once they're orange or red, they come back and they go back on green. So it's not impossible, but you need help to do that. You cannot do it on your own. Okay, so this is the exclusion procedure that I spoke to you about. There's the GR Rule 30, explains the academic exclusion. It's in the GR rules in the handbook. The GR Rule 31, right of appeal, also in your handbook under the GR rules. Please make sure that you do read this. This is a council-approved academic exclusion policy. We have a support policy and exclusion policy. Okay, so make sure you're aware of this. Oh, sorry. Okay, so what I've told you now is very scary. I know. I did not want to, it's not my intention to frighten you, but it's to make you aware. So when you are underperforming, or if you're having a problem or an issue, you cannot say, I did not know that this was required of me. I did not know that this is what my degree was about. I did not know that I could go for help here, or that I did not know about the progression. Okay, so I'm not scaring you, but it's for you to be forearmed and forewarned, so that when you are progressing through your degree, you have all the support and all the help you need. And as you've been told by all the speakers before me, this is a caring college. We care about you. We want you to progress and we want you to excel. Welcome and all the best in your studies. And I'm sure you'll excel. You're brilliant students. You've done so well. You can do this. Good luck and thank you.
Thank you, Ranitha. I'm sure in this presentation, you responded to the multiple queries we've had from Monday regarding registration and academic processes. But because there were so many, Suzanne, if there are any burning questions regarding the academic processes, can we have them raised here? So whilst Ranitha is here, she will be able to answer those questions.
Absolutely. So I do see that there are quite a couple of questions around change of curriculum forms. So it seems like some students may have selected incorrectly the modules. Benita, could you tell us a little bit more as to the process around that?
Okay, so change of curriculum, if you feel that you've chosen a wrong module, or you would want to drop a module, so you can add a module or you can drop a module on the change of curriculum. So you go, it's online, you go and click on change of curriculum, and then it will ask you, do you want to add a module or do you want to remove a module? You go there and you can click the module that you want to add on, but you will need the academic leader to also approve it. So when you click on it, it'll take you to the academic leader and they will tell you whether they're approving of you taking the module or dropping it. Now, please, you have a structured curriculum. So make sure you're taking all the modules that you have to take, the core modules. Then there's elective modules. You have to make sure that you have the required credits per semester. So each degree will tell you in that curriculum how many credits you're going to have for first semester and how many credits you require for second semester. So just make sure you have those total credits when you are doing your registration or your change of curriculum. Okay, so once it's approved, it gets added onto your registration, and then you can print another proof of registration to check that you got the right modules and that you've selected the right modules according to what's in the handbook. So compare it to what's in the handbook when you do your proof of registration. Okay, have I answered that question?
I think you have, absolutely. And I do know that your mentors are available on the WhatsApp groups to help you, guide you. So as you proceed via Student Central, just let them know if you get stuck. Renita, we have another question. What happens if the registration fees are not fully paid today?
Okay, so you will get parked. There's a parked registration. Your whole registration gets parked there, and it will sit on the system up until your money gets cleared. So you may have paid your registration fee, or you're waiting for NSFAS to clear it. It will sit there up until they clear it. So sometimes it takes about 48 hours to clear, or maybe a little longer. Don't get worried. If you've parked your registration, it will automatically get cleared the moment your fees have been paid, or your NSFAS has been cleared and student funding has cleared you, or student fees have cleared you. Your registration automatically gets done for you. And then you will get an SMS, or you can go onto the registration screen and check that you have now completely registered. Please make sure you go and check that you're completely registered. Don't wait for someone to contact you to tell you, because sometimes you may not get that. So you must take responsibility for it. Go and check that you're completely registered. Print your proof of registration and bring that with you to campus when you come to go and get your student card, to make your student card. So you need that proof of registration to enter campus, and you need it to make a student card. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, so Renita, today is the 7th of Feb, being the final date for payment of these registration fees. What should a student do once they've paid that fee? Do they submit it somewhere? Can they do a fresh portal ticket?
Yes, yes. So they must go onto Fresh Desk and upload that proof of payment. They have and that will go to student fees, and then student fees will be able to clear them. If you're getting funding from somewhere else, then go onto the portal as well, and or contact our student funding department. The information is there on our website for each campus, the student funding person, and upload or email that proof of payment to them so that they have it on there, and then they can clear you for registration. Remember, it doesn't get cleared immediately again. It may take 24 to 48 hours to clear you, but your registration will be parked in the meantime. But please send that proof of payment. You have to send it so they're aware of it, and then go back and check that it's done. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, I've also shared the student funding officers on each campus in the chat space.
Thank you.
For reference. Okay. Yeah, so I do see that there's a couple of questions around funding for NSFAS. So I am going to recommend that if you want to just double check your funding that has been submitted by NSFAS, you can go onto the NSFAS portal. If there are any further queries, they can contact the student funding officers.
Yes, so as NSFAS is giving student funding, we get a list from our main office, and it gets sent to the student funding officers, and they go and they clear the student. So it's an ongoing process, but please just check that you are, and contact our student funding people if you're not sure.
Absolutely. I'm just quickly looking at the WhatsApp groups just to see if there's any other additional questions. So the question I have here is, the payment deadline is today. Does it mean my offer will be taken away since I can't afford the fees?
Unfortunately, yes. If you haven't paid your acceptance fee, you've given 3 days to pay the acceptance fee. Okay. If you haven't paid it, the offer gets taken away. If you've got an offer and you've paid the acceptance fee, the 250, but you can't pay the registration fee by the end of today, then it may get taken away. So my advice is try and get some money and put some money onto that pay that money for today to make sure that you get registered. So go on register and try and make payment by today. All this academic services staff are calling everybody who hasn't registered. They will call you to remind you and explain the process to you if you haven't paid as yet or if you haven't registered. So you can expect calls from them today. But please make sure that you try your very best. Even if you pay it by 4 o'clock today, please pay it and upload that proof of payment.
Yeah. Okay. I do see that a lot of students are now in the process of submitting their banking details on Fresh Desk. So just a side reminder that when you're submitting your banking details, you need that bank stamp, the bank certified stamp to approve, to confirm that those are your banking details along with your supporting documents. There is an upload option for you to attach that banking details sheet as well as the supporting documents. Anything else we need to do on Fresh Desk? Yes, Renita.
Yes, Suzanne, sorry. Also, remember, put your student number when you are uploading your documents and your banking details. We have the student fees don't know who you are if you do not put your student number. So make sure you're putting your student number. And when you are paying at the bank, make sure you're following the correct process. The process is there on the student fees portal. It explains exactly what you need to do when you go to pay at the bank. Make sure you do it properly, because they have said that people are not doing it properly. They're not submitting the proper details to the bank. As a result, it's getting stuck at the bank and it's not uploading onto our systems. So please make sure you do it absolutely correctly. If you're not, go onto Fresh Desk and ask how to do it before you do it.
I see very similar questions to what we have asked on the WhatsApp groups. I don't know if anything new has come in the chat. Let me quickly go back there.
Okay.
Willie, would you like to ask the clarifying question that you mentioned on WhatsApp? I'm sorry, I wasn't able to follow that group chat. How can we check how whether or not we are cleared?
Sorry, Susan, I didn't hear you. What?
No worries. How do we check to see if we are cleared? So I'm wondering whether that would be financial clearance.
It's probably financial clearance. Yes, yeah. So they need to go, there's a place where they can go and check if they have been financially cleared on the website. They must go there and check that it is. And
so,
or they can go to Fresh Desk as well.
I see a lot of questions on the
Okay.
whole clearance and paying their fees. There's a lot going here. We have sent out the email addresses for the funding team for the college. I think our students must get in touch. Actually, just get onto their the system and look at what's going on. Get onto Fresh Desk, because they definitely need to be sure that everything's in order before the end of the day. I see there's a question on transfer of credits, Sue. Procedure for transfer of credits. I saw a
Transfer
question.
of credits. Yes, so
Okay.
they will have to liaise with the team in academic services, but Renita can answer that question.
Yes, so if you are transferring from another degree or another university, you can transfer credits only after you have registered. If you go to the student portal, student services portal, there's an exemption and credit application form. You need to fill that in and get it signed, and then you submit it to the relevant school where you are asking. So if you registered in the say for speech and language, then you fill in that form and you submit it to the college office on the Westville campus, and get it signed by the academic leader for speech and language therapy, and then you submit it to the college office on the Westville campus. If you're based on the Howard campus, you submit it to the Howard campus academic services, or at the medical school campus, their academic services office there. So download that form, fill it, and then submit it. And then your exemptions will be passed, sometimes with credit or without credit, depending on the academic lead and their decision.
And I think, Ranita, the importance to know that the acceptance of offer fee is different from registration fee. So
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
they must know that if you accept it, that's not your registration fee. Is that so? It's the 250 is just to accept the offer.
You have to pay the registration fee as well. That 250 will go towards your registration fee, but it's not your registration fee. You must pay that registration fee.
Thank you, Ranita. Sue, anything more?
So I do know that Woolies managed to ask student funding at Westville to join us. If they are present, they can unmute themselves. But I did see a question that was important to ask or just reflect on with regards to funding. So if you get a scholarship, you still have to pay the registration fees. If there is a credit amount due, that would be due to you. Is that correct, Renita?
Yes, they must still pay it, pay the registration fee, and then they will get refunded the money once they've paid.
Absolutely. So while we wait for the funding team to join, we've got a question around the critical social justice and citizenship module. It says 0 credits. It says that you can choose the module in either semester 1 or 2, but the system's currently putting it automatically in semester 1 on their proof of registration. They would like to change it to semester 2. What do you recommend?
So the school will advise them whether they should take it in semester 1 or semester 2. So depending on their program that they registered for, if you look in the handbook, the school's already put the module and they've decided which semester the student can take it in. So if it automatically comes up in semester 1, it's the school has decided that that's where the student must take it. And then they will have to do it in that semester. If they're really not happy about it, then they can speak to the academic leader in the school or the ADO and see if they can do a change of curriculum and change it to semester 2. But if the school advise that it's best to do it in semester 1, then it's best to do it then, because they look at your curriculum and decide where it's easier for you to do it and where you have more chance to do it. Okay.
Thank you, Ranitha. I see there's another comment now. Is this covered now, Sue, by Mohammed on regards to the credit transfer of credits and the fee that's applicable for granting the credit?
So no, that wasn't spoken to.
Okay, so there is here, with regards to the transfer of credits, and if it is granted, the college states that a fee is applicable for granting the credit. How much is the fee, and who do we submit this proof of payment to?
So when the student does apply for the credit and exemption, they will get, it'll be on their fee account, how much is required, and then they can pay it once they've received it, and they upload the proof of payment to student fees. So we cannot tell you exactly how much it's going to cost right now. It all depends on what the module is and if they're getting credit and exemption or just exemption for it. All those fees will be determined after it's been processed, and then they will pay it.
Okay. The next one is, and I think you did speak about it, perhaps students need to understand the meaning of park registration. What should you do if NSFAS was approved, but you're not yet cleared?
So student funding will help that student. They need to email student funding to check why they haven't been cleared if NSFAS has already cleared them. Sometimes the student may think they cleared by NSFAS or they've got funding, but student funding has to verify it and check it first before they can clear the student. So I suggest that they contact student funding and check if they have been awarded a NSFAS, and then student funding can take it from there.
Thank you, Ranita. Sue, your students are answered? I can tell you, Ranita, the bulk of the questions are registration, accommodation, and funding.
Okay. Student residence, if they've been given an offer for residence, then they would have been assigned to a residence already. And they should have already been told that which residence they're going to. If they're not too sure, they can contact academic services on each of the campuses, and they will be informed about which residence they've been given space in. For those students who haven't been given an offer for residence, they can go and apply on the portal for a private accommodation via NSFAS, the NSFAS private accommodation.
Thank you. Sue, are we all done with that? Let's see. Okay, if we have registered and already have our proof of registration, but haven't paid registration fee, does that mean we are financially cleared?
Yes. Is that a NSFAS student? If they've got a proof of registration, it means that they are registered and that
They are
have
registered.
Yes, so that registration fee has been cleared.
Cleared, but they haven't personally paid. Okay.
Yes, so
okay.
they probably on student NSFAS, and NSFAS has cleared them, paid them,
Okay.
and they've been cleared to register. The fact that they have a proof of registration means that they have now been registered.
Okay,
You cannot
thank
get a proof of registration until they have been fully registered.
Thank
And
you,
the PARK,
Ranita.
yeah, so PARK means that they are sitting on the system, that they've started their registration, but they have not completed. It will only be completed once the fee has been paid. And then
Okay.
only will they be completely registered. So they must keep following up and not just assume that they are going to be cleared. And then registration will close on next Friday, and then suddenly they are not registered. So they must please just check that they've been cleared before, at least by Monday. Keep following it up to check that they are cleared and that their registration is now completed and that they can print their proof of registration.
Thank you, Ranitha. I'm glad students are saying they're feeling at ease. I see students are asking for the link to the handbook. I know Marianne has several times provided
website.
that.
And it's on the website. If they go click on the College of Health Sciences, they'll find the handbook there. Marianne's put it there already.
Okay, great, great. Sue, are we covered? I think the biggest worry was this deadline today and the payment of fees. And Tobeka, we've answered about transfer of credits from another university, right? You got to talk to
Yes.
academic services, and there's a procedure to follow for that.
Oh, Salosh, may I just say for MBCHB, if you are transferring from another degree into MBCHB, there's no transfer of credits.
Okay.
You start from year one, from the beginning, and you don't carry anything with you.
Okay, great. So I hope that answers the question to students on transfer of credit, in particular for the MBCHB degree, right? Okay, so there's another one. So there's no need to pay the registration fee today if you are registered.
Is the student a NSFAS student?
The student that sent this query, Msomi, are you a NSFAS student? Just got to give me a thumbs up there, or just agree. If you're a NSFAS student and you registered, that's fine. But if you are self-funded, I'm not sure, Anita.
Self-funded, then they would have had to pay the registration
Yes.
fee.
Yep. Okay, so in response, the student says she's not been approved by NSFAS as
And she
yet.
hasn't paid the registration fee.
No. So on this question, the student that says, if you have not, do you have to pay the registration fee today if you are registered, but I'm not approved by NSFAS?
Yes, yes. You have to pay that registration fee. And they would not have gotten registered if they didn't pay the registration fee and been cleared by student fees.
Okay, that student needs to just go back and check on the system exactly what information is there and be clear about what that means.
Yes. Yeah.
Then another query, one of the modules is not assigned on the timetable. Who's the best person to speak to about Anatomy 103 that hasn't been assigned on the timetable?
So when they have their school-specific orientation, then they can take it up there and they will explain to them about the timetable and which block it is and so on.
Okay. Can you transfer from different courses in health sciences? Example, sports science to pharmacy, and when can I do that?
Not just yet. They have to complete at least 1 year of sports science. They must make the minimum requirements for pharmacy. They must have passed every module that they were registered for this year, not subbed a single module, and get at least 65% minimum or 70% minimum to transfer. And it's not
Okay.
guaranteed that they will transfer. It all depends on the number of places we have and
And does the
applications.
matric points for sports science
Still
apply when
count.
one wants to apply move to pharmacy?
No, they must meet the pharmacy matric points.
Okay,
not the-
okay,
Yes.
okay. Thank you. Nispa says I'm provisionally funded. Am I safe?
If they provisionally funded, they would have paid the registration fee and then they would have been able to register.
Okay. Student has proof of registration and a student card but hasn't paid fees. Does this mean the 25,000 scholarship automatically cleared the student?
Yes. Yes, they probably got the scholarship then. It's been cleared.
Okay. Sue, are we all done? Have we answered all the questions?
It seems like it. Bonakele has been on the WhatsApp groups updating those that have asked the same questions on the WhatsApp group. So we're at least getting the same type of information out just to confirm that the payments need to be completed by the end of day today. And I see Alwande has their hand raised. I don't know if they would
Okay,
like to unmute.
Okay, just before we get to that, there's a comment here. If you have not submitted your consent and indemnity and acceptance form during the registration process, but you were able to register, where do you send your forms to?
You must have had to submit that first because you would not have been able to register without the acceptance. So
Okay, Ms. Kumalo, please note, you had to have submitted that before registering. So I'm not sure how you were able to register
but
without
please
it.
send it again. Tell them to upload it again. Please send it so we
Okay.
can check. Yeah, follow it up.
Are we all clear now, Suzanne?
It seems like, and then I think I'll just encourage all the students just to continue with the questions. I know there are still offers being made in different programs, and students are really excited to kind of change their degree so that they've got sufficient information on how they can do that, and via Student Central. I do know that students have submitted tickets on Fresh Services on the services portal, and some have been requested to resubmit. So just follow the instructions as to what is needed to resubmit. Make sure you attach all the necessary documents. And as Renita said, in your subject, please use your student number. I think we've covered everything. I just want to see if Alwande still would like to ask their question. And this will be the last comment for this segment.
While Salwanda is doing that, there's a student that says, optometry says pending. Will she still get an offer?
It just depends on what her points and where we're stopping. I can't tell her for sure she's going to get an offer or not, but she should register in the meantime for the offer that she did get. Doesn't get the optometry. We're almost full with our spaces for optometry.
Okay. So now wherever the student has accepted the current offer, just to stay in that for now.
Yeah.
Has your student unmuted, Sue?
No, not yet. Oh, one day you may unmute. And I see Varusha is here, so Varusha can go onto the chat and just answer all those questions.
Okay.
Hello, greetings. Hello.
Hi, one day.
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thank you. You may ask your question.
As I'm getting confused there. The 250 and I have the proof of registration and a student card. Do I need to pay? And also, I'm professional funded by NSFAS. Do I need to pay the registration fee?
No, if you're provisionally funded by NSFAS, it means that they've cleared you for registration. That's how you got the proof of registration and the student card.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, so he's been covered. Okay, there's another question. Will I get the 25,000, the scholarship if I'm also funded by NSFAS?
Yep.
Okay,
I
so
think
that
they
goes.
do. And but Varusha can answer. I'm sure they
Okay.
do, because I don't think that's got anything to do with NSFAS.
Varusha? Is she on the call?
Yes. Arusha, you may unmute, and we can repeat the question if you misheard. I do believe that if there is a credit balance owing, that the student is able to contact student funding and request for assistance with that.
Has Varusha responded on the chat?
So
not
just
yet.
checking.
So a student says, please tell me about the amount that is written on in the student portal that I owe the institution. When is it supposed to be cleared if you are NSFAS funded?
Okay, student funding will help them with that. They need to contact student funding.
I think what we could do, we could host student funding after during our digital break, and we can continue with these questions.
Yes, I think we are going into the next session. So let's have a separate student funding Q&A. If Varusha could give us about half an hour after we've done this half of the session, right? Thank you, Ranitha. Thank you for being here.
you.
These were questions that's been going on since Monday, and the academic services and funding team did help, but there's loads of questions and some confusion around it as well. So thank you for that. We're going to move on to the last presentation for this morning session, and we'd like to welcome Dr. Chantal Bagwandine, our Director of Campus Health and Wellness Center. Dr. Bagwandine is going to share with us about the UKZN Campus Health and Wellness Services, and in particular related to College of Health Sciences students, some of the services on offer. I know there were lots of questions around vaccinations. What vaccinations? Could it be privately done? When is it offered? Is it in bulk? Lots and lots of questions. So I'm going to hand over to Dr. Bagwandine. Sue, are you going to screen share?
Morning. Can you hear me?
Very soft, Chantal.
So sorry, is this better?
Lots better, thank you.
Okay. Suzanne, will you screen share? Do you want me to do it?
You are most welcome to screen share if you have your presentation open. But I'm happy to help. I do know that this is the short version session that we've planned. Yeah.
Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. So good morning, everybody. Welcome. I think I have spoken to some of you previously, but yes, just to reiterate, Campus Health and Wellness has 5 clinics. Oh dear, sorry, I think this is the wrong presentation. Just bear with me a minute. I'm preempting myself. That's this afternoon's presentation. Sorry, students, just 1 minute, but I'll talk while I'm getting the presentation up and running. Just to say to you that Campus Health and Wellness has 5 clinics across each of the campuses, and they are there to offer you a confidential, holistic, comprehensive, and caring service. We are open from 8 to 4, and we are staffed by both professional nurses, locum doctors. I say locum doctors because our staff will refer any problems that they may not be able to handle, which is actually quite few and far between, and then also health promotion and specifically HIV and AIDS services. So what do our clinics offer? Well, in terms of primary health care, then we look at any common illnesses, so your coughs and colds as they might present. We treat that. We look at management of chronic diseases. We refer, as I said, that needed. It looks like this is something that might be beyond the scope of the clinic or investigations that we do not have at the clinic. And then, of course, in terms of sexual and reproductive health, it's now the university environment. For many of you, it's a whole new level of freedom. So we would like to offer the appropriate advice on managing your sexual and reproductive health, providing you with the necessary contraceptives, management of sexually transmitted infections, as well as emergency and post-exposure contraception. Can you see my screen now?
Yes,
Now we can. Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so as I said, 5 clinics on each of the campuses. Our primary healthcare services, I've covered some of this. We are there for your mental health issues that we look at in conjunction with student support services. And as Dr. Pillay said earlier, do not be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes that is the most important step. That's all you really need to do, and everything else falls into place. And you know, I can tell you, I saw a meme recently which seemed to summarize a lot of things. I may look like I have it all together, but actually my sock is falling down inside my shoe. And it took me a while to realize exactly what that meant, because at that moment, my sock really was, you know, so I thought it was just well, discomfort. But what it really means is that sometimes you're afraid to ask for help because everybody else looks like they have it all so together. But in reality, we don't know what's going on. And don't ever hesitate, right? Because then it just stops that slippery slide down into an area where it's even more difficult to get for help. Now, the clinics, as I said, are open from 8 to 4. What happens after that? Well, there is emergency transport for those students who are in residence, and that includes NSFAS-funded residents. And that call is generated to our emergency service provider, ER24, and is managed through risk management services. So the residence assistants and the life team will be able to support you in this regard. I want to urge you, though, that this is not a transport service, okay? So it should only be initiated when there is a real emergency. In this time of crisis that the university is facing financially, and you can see the majority of the questions are related around fee clearance. When there's period poverty, when there's food insecurity, we should not be paying this cost for a specialized service, the ability to help you, the capacity to be able to say, okay, this is not an emergency. We are looking at building among your peer educators, your health promoters, and those that are with you at the residence. So please, 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 the emergency transport service provider says that they are often told by students it is their right. And remember, when you call an ambulance, it also takes it off the road for what could be perhaps an even greater emergency. So forgive me if I sound like I'm lecturing. I just want to make sure that the service is not abused, and it actually starts with you. So be cognizant of when and why you call the service out. Then Dr. Pillay said everybody wanted to know about vaccines and x-rays, etc. This is provided by the second pillar of the campus, Occupational Health Services. And while they look at the environment of the campus itself, making sure that the laboratories and other facilities in which you study are safe and not going to expose you to unnecessary dangers, they also provide the necessary screening to make sure that you are well before you go into an environment where you could be exposed to possible pathogens, and that therefore will allow us to take the appropriate action. But in terms of vaccinations, and every single one of you can be proud to say, well, you've lived through a global pandemic. So you would know that a vaccination is just as it's given to your baby, is a mutated, less harmful form of a virus that allows your immune system to recognize it when you are exposed to the more harmful, or if we're talking health science, more form of the pathogen. This recognition allows your immune system to mount the necessary antibody response. So you've been primed. You get a little dose of it, not enough to make you sick, but enough to trigger the mechanism of antibody production specific to that virus, so that when you now perhaps in the wards and you have a needle stick injury, which we will try and prevent by all means, but also just perhaps maybe a blood splash, that you have the necessary immune mechanism. Immunizations will be administered by the Occupational Health Services. You will get a notification once lectures begin. There's no need to go privately. This will be communicated in due course. And then, as I said, we look at health promotion, specifically now looking at voluntary counseling and testing for HIV and other sexually transmitted infections, male medical circumcision, but also looking at how we can promote health through appropriate education, either from the counselors themselves or through your peers. And the adverts for the peer educators program is already up. Please do join. It's very interesting. And then we always strive to improve, so we welcome both criticism and compliments, but please report it directly to us with the relevant not everybody's doing badly.
I will
Sue,
mute.
could you mute the person?
Yeah, I am looking. Thank you,
And then we will
Karuna.
revert with feedback. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chantel. I think you've answered their questions from Monday. I'm hearing about the vaccines. So thank you so much. I'm sure you've answered those questions. Sue, are there any questions related to health and wellness?
Just give me a second. I'm just going to mute you. I do apologize. There we go. So yeah, we do have quite a couple of questions about the vaccinations, including which disciplines need the vaccinations. And I am aware that that information has been shared at the school orientations. But Chantal, could you maybe perhaps share with us you know, if you have any further information around which students will need to be vaccinated. So, for example, those going out into clinics or hospital settings.
Yes. Yes. So if you're going to be in the clinical setting, it would be wise to get it before you actually go there. But I think in order to give you a more informed decision, I will get the actual list and then share it with you. So
Perfect. Thank you.
so
And I
medical
think
students for sure. If you're going to be in the hospital setting working with patients, that could render you susceptible to and again, health science talk, a nosocomial infection. So homework for all of you. Google the term nosocomial infection. The first bit of studying for today. And then I'll ask you that later in the session,
in the second
afternoon
session.
when I meet you. Yes.
That's a good task. Okay, so are we covered, Sue?
On that, I'll give you that.
It seems like we've covered all the health queries, but we will definitely share these slides with you all. And I think this is a perfect introduction to the second session. Over to you, Salash.
Thank you. So we've actually come to the end of this session now, and I know we've crept into the time we allocated our students to take a break from this digital session. So I think you just need to let them know what time we're starting, because the afternoon is actually a very, very important session for them. And students must know that we've taken note of the attendance. There is a register, a digital register that we can extract. And, you know, often students that are not attending orientation will present it with a question in the class, and that is how we pick out that the student actually didn't attend orientation, therefore does not have the information. So if your friends and your peers you know are not here today because they're probably having a morning off for themselves, please advise them to be here the afternoon. There's critical information on mental health and wellness. We're having the mental health and wellness in Daba in the afternoon. It's very important that they join so they get as much information, because in the college, like we have academic exclusions, we do apply a code for mental health conditions where a student cannot progress, and we need to request a student to suspend studies. So it's important for you to have all the facts upfront so that you can get the necessary help, right? So Suzanne, over to you. We will bring the session to a close, give our students a chance to get something to drink, to snack on, and we'll see them again later on.
Absolutely. Chantal, you've
Before we
raised your
go,
hand.
yes. So I just want to double check. I'm joining again at 1:20. Am I right?
We don't hear you, Sue?
At 22 2.
20 to 2.
Yes, that's your slide.
13 for.
But you can join at 13:20 if you want.
I have another meeting. That was why I just wanted to double check the time. And sorry, everybody, I know I'm hijacking this session, but then I have Sue as a captive audience there. See you at 20 to 2.
Yes.
Bye. Have a good day,
Thank you,
students, and I'll see you later.
Sure,
bye, everybody.
So if you could just give
Yes.
students feedback on how they join the next session and
so
what
we
we're
will-
expecting.
Absolutely. So we will stay on this team meeting. If you do, we have 13 minutes for our break. We will start off with our pre-warm up to the session number 2 with just a little bit of an unleashing your potential, just to kind of get that body moving, because we have been stagnant. I did share out yesterday a reminder, do a pre-packed lunch, because this is a jam-packed day. So I hope you have your little lunch boxes and your water, and you're most welcome. And we will see you guys. We will be starting promptly at 12 with the official program, but we will have our digital warm-up at 11:15. Thank you so much.
You all, see you later on.
Thank you.
So on the same, they know it's on the same link.